Welcome back to Let's Play Thrillville! So, despite there not actually being much in this park right now, but we do have had some balloons, we are just about done with this park. We have a couple of games to play and something we should probably build. Oh, I actually had plans for doing that anyway, so that's lucky. So I'll actually finish off the episode with building a coaster, I think. Let's just have some fun playing some stuff. And listening to some very dramatic music, apparently. Don't know what's going on the radio right now. Okay, some guy sucks at a game. Let's show him how to play the game. Not sure why he's getting special attention from the manager, but I think it's an excuse to play video games. That's why we're all here.
You looking for a challenge?
Oh, this friggin' song.
Yes, it's about time you showed up.
So this song is something like one of 2 songs you hear in your park. And I actually got a copyright claim on episode 3 for that song being in it, so I'm going to actually have to pay attention to what songs do and don't play. What about the cars so as they can slow you down? Oh yeah, I forgot about this game actually. Hard mode only. I don't know if I'm in hard mode. Change camera angle. I can do that. Okay, so steer and accelerate basically because I'm guessing I'm not on hard mode. There we go. So rather classic racer. Actually, the layout of this particular level reminds me a lot of that boat race in Fusion Frenzy. If I get first, that should be okay. Probably. That's a big if. It's all like these kinds of racing games are literally nothing but racing lines. Oh man! Alright, never mind. I thought player 2 was Dan. I was like, man, Dan doesn't suck, he beat me. And all the CPUs. Okay, so we're not on hard mode because that boost apparently doesn't. Boost button seems to do nothing. I think you actually have to get a pickup to use that boost anyways. See, if I can actually work out a good racing line from the start, it should be a bit easier because I don't have to catch up to everybody. But yes, these kinds of racing games are like the most basic you can possibly get for a racing game because it's about pretty much literally nothing but getting a good racing line, and that's nothing else. Like what I did right there, where I slowed down on every single turn, was pretty much the worst thing you could possibly do. There you go. Maintain your speed, please. Oh man, player 2, what happened to you? Fell a little bit behind, didn't you? This game actually has a lot of different songs you hear in lots of different places. Okay, Tile, you shouldn't be there. Lots of different songs you hear in lots of different places. Oh my god, we're in one giant pack. But, oh man. In the overworld, you only ever hear pretty much 1 or 2 songs. 2. I think you hear Whiplash along with Sun the IC. Come on, player 2. Not this time. I mean, even if I got second right now, I'm pretty sure I'd still be a player 2 in total because of their horrible performance last race, but still. See, why is it wait for everybody to finish in real time, but then still wait for me to actually, but still block my view of them? Like, I want to either see them, oh, I got 2 stars getting place, that's grand. Ah, I thought there even were high score tables in this game. I don't think I've ever looked at them.
Right on.
But if you're gonna make me wait, at least let me see it and be entertained. Right, so you have some very scared people. Oh, hey, final ride, claustrophobia. I'll actually place that soon, since I still feel like there's pretty much nothing in this park despite being almost completely completed with all golds. Yeah. Mini golf. Let's play mini golf. Apparently, playing golf makes golf really popular. I've always loved the silhouette in the background here. Just what is going through this individual's mind as they hold a putter like that. Yes, you can design your own courses. That's going to happen one day. Okay, I don't remember how strong these different putt powers are. That's apparently how strong they are. You also move the camera in some very strange ways, but they're actually pretty useful, honestly. Yeah, you can actually hit the ball ridiculously hard, to be honest. Like, you should never go near max power at all. I don't think there is really any situation in which maximum power is justifiable. Oh, it is over there. Oh yeah, you can also hold Y to get an overhead view. I forgot about that. That's actually really useful. Yeah, darn it. Okay, let's go something like that. Yeah, use a lot of speed when there's actually a lot of friction in this. So you also lose a lot of speed when you hit a wall. So like if I go through here, I actually should use a lot of power. Yeah, that's when it's justifiable to use a ridiculous amount of power. But if you're on any kind of bump, don't do that. Because that's when your ball just goes flying everywhere. And you saw right there, actually, the ball even bounced off the ground a little bit when I hit it that hard. Even if there aren't any bumps, your ball can still go haywire if you hit it too hard. The fun in this game's engine for putt-putt is really just in the ability to create your own courses. Not really anything else. Playing it isn't usually that grand unless you just like whack the ball crazy hard, which does have its own merit. Doing stuff like that, like, yeah, it looked amazing! Off a ramp, over an obstacle, and then, man, why would you not make the windmill actually cover up the hole? That's a long distance. Oh crap, I did not realize that there was a bump on there. That could have gone a lot worse. Oh, little Z fighting, these little bits of... Oh, look at that. These little bits of the course are going through each other. But anyways, as I was saying, it's a perfect little swirl at the end. I think I did well. 13 under par is reasonably okay. Fortress, forget you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're required to make a pop-up course at one point, and I assure you we will have fun when we do that. Unless fewer than 20 shots. And I got 13 under par. Par was like 28. So I got, what, 15 shots? 40 shots, man. Okay, well there's there's one thing to do here now. Before we do that, let's actually just make sure we have some stuff throughout. Oh, hey, there's a different song playing. Let's make sure we actually have some stuff throughout our theme park. Like, let's make sure we have at least like one like thrill attraction in each of these. Like, we don't have any in Ogreville, we don't have any in Lunarville. Things like the Pole Star. See if we can get one in Lunarville. See if we can fit it in somewhere. Like, there's nothing here basically. Oh, hey Whiplash. You're a nice song. See, I like having these ships though. I guess we can live with only having the one ship over there, because that's next to oh, is it Event Horizon? And then aside from that, am I using too much space over here though? I am using too much space right here, aren't I? And it's just kind of barren nothingness over in the back here. If I can manage to fit something else in here, I could probably do that. A Robo Spin. Do I have a Robo Spin somewhere else? Because that sounds like it'd be fitting to have here. What do I have here? Polestar, okay. It's apparently making a lot of money too. Whatever defines a lot of money in this game. Something nauseous, that's exactly what we needed. Yeah, see, it fits over here just fine. It actually fills in this ridiculously empty space otherwise. It actually fits in like at this angle pretty well too, I think. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Like, the space it takes up is big, but oh hey, you can ride it. I forgot you could do that. I forgot you could ride anything in this game. It's a bit more awkward to actually go through when you don't have like the physical sensations of any of it. You're just kind of like going around in strange ways. I think you just see him going around on his own. I like this. This is okay. Yeah. Oh, those are the only two cameras we have? Guess I can look around. Oh no, we have the seat camera too. Oh, the watch. Hi. Okay. Well, that happened. Okay, anyways. So now, I just want to put one more thing in one more place. I want to ride one more entertaining thing in one place, basically. Well, I want something in Ogreville if I can manage it. Like, can I fit anything over in Ogreville, though? Just travel there. I'm hoping I can. Like, I don't particularly care about anything that's in this one little build area. So let's see if we can build something that might make sense on here. Flockwing sounds like it would be really fitting for Ogreville. So I can move this here. Move auto sprint a little bit. There we go. There we go. See? Now that's pretty reasonable, I think. And we can actually write whatever that happens to be. So actually is this. I see. Head look, watch. There we go. That's actually some nice dynamic camera positions. Hi, Phoenix, I guess. Like, I'm the only one ever on here. You can actually ride with other people. If there are other people riding at the same time you decide to get on. But apparently that's not what's going to be happening today. We are very lonely. Alright, so this just tells us to make our own coaster. That's really all there is to it. Okay. I apparently sent a job application somewhere. Well, I'm not going to build any coaster there. It doesn't look like... the game's probably going to require me to build some kind of racetrack somewhere else. No? I probably should remember how to do that, but that will load a lot of stuff if I actually try to. See, go-karts, I'll have to... The game's probably going to make me show off go-karts some other place. I don't want to do that right now. So that's someplace that really needs another coaster. Even though I feel like I'll show off the go-karts somewhere else in the game. So that's why I'm not showing it off here. I'm using everything in Superville. I feel like Lunarville's just really missing out on something. Like, Lunarville needs something more than it has, I think. How much energy do we have here in Lunarville anyways? We have a lot. Okay, cool. Got some stuff to burn. We have a racetrack in here too. I kind of wish we had a, I kind of wish we had the hover cars, the anti-grav racers here in Lunarville instead of in Superville. Whatever. And his game specifically wants you to make a coaster, doesn't it? Coaster from scratch, okay. If you say so. Build my own then. Still no. Basic coaster? How to make an expert coaster? What's something that would make sense here? Stand-up coaster launch. I mean, all these work, I guess. So basically, how does this game work with its tracks? Well, you can have different set pieces like these things. Not a lot of them, honestly, but it depends on which kind of coaster you're making. And then aside from that, you pretty much just kind of make things go to different places. You can also bank it to different degrees. Different ways that you can bank it in. Change, depending on a variety of factors. So this type of coaster I'm driving right now, I'm making right now, isn't actually very mobile. Like, I can go up and down and left and right, but I can't do them at the same time. So I won't get to do too much here. You can also get your stats, if you're concerned about that for some reason. So let's just start up with getting some air, I guess. Like, I want this to be like kind of a tour of this area, maybe. That's something like... It tends to be pretty cheap to make a coaster, too. I don't want to end up, like, making the flying spaceships go away, either. How about this? Something... Oh, no, that's kind of not where it should be. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of see what I can make happen. See, the thing is, if you try to get too crazy with this stuff, you end up making your coaster or your like pretty decor disappear, which would make me sad. So how about we actually make something interesting happen now that we just had like a little drop and then came up here? I don't think there's anything interesting I can do. Not track assist. I'll explain track assist later. Height limit isn't very high, unfortunately. So let's go somewhere and then dive. If you get creative, you can do some like interesting like intermingling coasters, things like that, but I'm not gonna claim to be any kind of like creative guru. Something like that might be better. I don't want to make things disappear for one. You also do multiple loops in a row, which I guess makes some degree of sense. Can I actually go under this track right here? I can, okay. So, it's difficult to be creative, I feel, with these coasters, but it's still fun to do what you can do. I'm not sure if you can actually make things go through, like, holes and loops. I've never tried it, I don't think. No, I'm sure I've tried, but I don't remember. I don't think that's gonna work out for me. I don't really care. I don't if that coast. I don't want to make that coaster sign disappear because then it looks dumb. That's something more like. I wanted to have some kind of corkscrew. I'm pretty sure I'm putting myself in like a really awkward position here by doing what I'm doing, but. Okay. So how about I kind of want to just try now to get something into that loop. I don't know if you can do it or not. That's kind of like my main motive right now. That won't work. I'll make it tighter. That's out of bounds. Darn it, game. How about something like this? I don't think it's gonna work out, no. I don't know if there are certain coasters that are actually like big enough that you can, or that have loops big enough that you can do stuff like this. I really don't remember. Anyways. I pretty much just want to go a little bit further and then loop around. Whoa, no. No, actually. So I might want to go like a little bit further to one side. Something like this, because I want to make the twist kind of line up with. I want to get speed. I don't want to make things not work. Anyways, as I was saying, I wanted to try to get so that I could make this twist, darn it game, corkscrew line up with the finish. Maybe if I do something like this. Whoops. So I should probably also try to explain like the practical effects of doing certain things in this game. For example, like I didn't explain it, but banking. You can't bank to the outside of a turn for one, but when you bank a track, the practical effect is that. Whoop, there you go. So you bank a track. The practical effect is that it reduces the amount of nausea that you get from a turn. For example. Which is probably the point of these S-curves, I guess. So does this do anything like of any actual interest? Inversions. None of these really mean much to me, but it doesn't go very fast on average. I mean, all the changes I made were like everything. So and generally you want to get your thrill as high as possible and your actual nausea as low as possible. Although there are going to be people that prefer lower amounts of thrill anyways, but generally speaking, the more thrill, more people like it. Oh, why is the camera next to me? So anyways, see if my coaster kind of does not suck to some degree. You can also do, like, yeah, see, if you see over there that one pre-made track that actually twisted through on itself, that's because that kind of coaster over there, I think it's called a twisting coaster or something like that, can actually turn and go down at the same time, which lets you do some really creative stuff. This is a pretty limited coaster design. Wop. But you just kind of need to get to know which coasters can do what. That's how it works out. So then, apparently launch coasters aren't really what we want to be playing with in the future, but we now have absolutely nothing to do in this park. So, for the sake of not cutting the episode short, before we move on to the next park in the next episode, I suppose we can fill up our final, spot. Just to make sure this park is actually complete in some interesting way. Let's either make a really stupid coaster or make an interesting pre-made coaster. Let's see what the pre-made coasters are. The Onslaught. These have long loading times, but it's kind of cool. Gorgon. Twisting coaster. See, I might want to try something with a twisting coaster. You know what? Let's do that. Looping coaster. So I don't know what... It doesn't really tell you what the different kinds of coasters can do, which disappoints me a lot. Usually that's more interesting original sounding coasters that do less interesting stuff. I know some of my cash is going up right now. One of the interesting things about making coasters is that if you don't have enough cash at a given point, you can oftentimes just sit there on the coaster creation screen for a couple minutes, and then you'll have enough cash to do whatever you want to do. It's kind of funny. But anyways, so launch coaster didn't work out for me, but I'm not saying, well, okay, so I don't want that one. Which one's already here? Let's look at it this way. Like, I don't want two of the same thing. So I already have the red one. What's the red one? I don't want that. So I don't want a twisting coaster. So you need a corkscrew or a looping coaster. Actually, do we even have any looping coasters around here? I don't know if we do. We have the red. Yeah, we have 2 reds and then... We have 3 reds. Okay, well... So we don't actually have anything except for... You don't have corkscrews or looping coasters. Well, which one's cheaper? Go on, corkscrew. So let's make something interesting with the corkscrew. Your funds also don't transfer between parks, so don't worry about what resources you may or may not have. So like kind of track pieces do we have on this one? Same stuff as before, it looks like. Pretty much. No. Stop. I'm not trying to do that. Okay. So I'm noticing there are 2 kind of set pieces I can't use normally, but... Well, I also didn't explain what Track Assist does. Track Assist just tries to finish your coaster like as efficiently as possible. Or if you're stuck and can't figure out how to progress, it'll just tell you how to progress further. It's basically if you've done what you already want to do and don't want to do any more work. So, in that case, so what's a ridiculous thing we can do? Well, for one, we can have some ridiculous interactions with our other coaster. See, now that coaster actually moves quickly enough. No. This coaster actually has a big enough turn or a big enough loop for it to be able to go through its own loops, which is interesting. Now, I don't think I can do anything ridiculous like this. like, ever. I honestly might. I'm really curious if I can do that. Like, this is just gonna be like a big, like, tangle with the other coaster. Except, I'm gonna do some other interesting things. Forget you and your height limits. Whoa. Okay. So let's go down. Well, maybe not down there. Let's go down somewhere. And have some kind of interesting... some kind of loop. Forget you. Okay, let's go down at some point. Have a loop. Bank, I guess. And then from here... Oh, can you actually go into a... Oh, well, it's kind of like exit the bank. And then... See, what I want to do is something actually kind of complicated. You also can't do much in terms of, like, going up when you're banked. Like, being banked limits your mobility a ton, but it has certain practical effects. That's basically how it works. Aw, crap. It's too close on the other... Man. Darn it. I need to go slightly more out. Okay. Now we do this. Let's bank real quick. Now, here we go. Something like that. Oh. It's still too close on the one side. Man. So I still need to go more. There we go. So that seems like it's a little close on that one side. I can do this. Like, can I do some really strange twists that way? Like, strange loops through that. Now I'm curious about that. I guess let's get to the right. Oh, okay, so I can apparently just delete that one attraction. You don't need arcade games. You don't need arcade games to be in buildings, rather. But I just want to, like, accomplish this one goal of going... Oh. Ball. Ball! How does that not work? There is no safety issue here, I assure you. Man. Also, why do I undo the bank here? I shouldn't undo that bank. Wait, don't unbank. Man. Okay, well, that's disappointing. I just want to do some crazy stuff like a loop through a loop. I assure you, it will happen one day. I will one day manage to get a loop through a loop. But, and it will be glorious when it happens, but it may be a long time until that day. Ah! That out of bounds, my bloody... I don't agree with your judgment game. I don't agree with the good judgment at all. I might want to bank that. Of course, that takes me more room. Okay, how about this? Okay. I just want to manage at some point to make a loop go through a loop. If I may. I don't think it's gonna happen. Man. Man, the other coaster got to do it. Why can't I? Alright, this is gonna prove to be nothing but disappointment. I have a feeling. Well, like more than it already has if I try to keep going any further. Alright, so let's actually put Check Assist to some use. Just to show you what it can do. Or in some cases, rather can't. Oh, there you go. Haha! So it's strange and didn't really accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, but hey, it's a thing! It's just called Corkscrew, because I actually forgot you could name these things. Let's enjoy our creation. Maybe. I wasn't really concerned about it being entertaining to ride when I was trying to get through this stupid stuff. I was just trying to go through interesting things. I like how it actually kind of like interacts with the other coaster though. That's an idea that I want to capitalize on at later points in the game if I can manage it. Like, I want things to like intertwine with one another. That's something interesting on there at one point. It doesn't go very quickly, I'll tell you that. Going fast wasn't exactly in the entirety of what I was trying to get it to do. Not that you have much room for dips in this game, though. You actually don't have that much height allowed. But I think I can get. Anyways, so that's the end for this episode of Let's Play Thrillville with that somewhat of a disappointment. Finishing things off for us. I suppose it's time to say goodbye to this one park here. Say goodbye to our staff. Goodbye, staff person. What? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? And that's why I don't do anything with my staff anymore. I didn't get disoriented, did I? Oh no, I did. Okay. So, as I was saying, it's best we give this place a formal farewell. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, hey, that's a father that has hair, but no, I'm pretty sure he's still balding under that hat. Anyhow, as I was saying, nice bright lights. It's time to say goodbye and give a nice formal farewell to this big place that is our first park. And see you guys next time in the next episode of Let's Play Thrillville. Bye, guys.